Hello there, YouTube. This is Crystal Lotus 420. I am doing a video per request of one of my actual personal friends and one of my YouTube followers, Baseface. She is new to YouTube. She is doing amazing content, makeup content, which I'm super proud of her for. So this video is for her, but if you like it, please subscribe to my channel because I am going to start doing more makeup reviews, more makeup content. I will be doing a little bit of gaming content, but I'm starting to gravitate away from gaming content because I don't really have too much passion in that anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and go over just some of the palettes that I own and give you my opinion. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish my makeup because as you can see, I have already done my brows and I did prime my eyelids because I am going to also do my makeup just to kind of show you guys what I typically do when I'm getting ready to go out. So with that said, let's get started. Give me just a second here. Sorry, my room's gross. It's been busy with the quarantine and all that. So the first palette I'm going to go into is the first one I actually bought that was high-end. It is from Jeffree Star. I know there's a whole bunch of controversy with Jeffree Star, but I don't care. His products are amazing. He's a nice person from what I can see. But it is a little rough. It's in a little bit of rough shape because I've had it for a while. This is the Jawbreaker palette. This is from Jeffree Star. It retails for about $60. As you can see, there's a huge bright, it was released in the summer, so it's super bright, super just pigmented, really worth the money. This palette is worth the money that I paid. I've used it a lot. I've let my niece use it. She's 4 years old. She's starting to get into makeup, so I've let her use a few of my palettes. Not all of them, because she's still 4. But I have let her use this one, and I really love this palette. This was the first one that I bought, and I've used it so much. I have so many eye looks that I've done with it. It is definitely worth the money to look into Jeffree Star. So if that's something that you're trying to do as far as break into the makeup world, Jeffree Star is definitely one to look at despite all the controversy. Now the next one that I'm going to go into is just a Morphe palette. It is the Boss Mood palette. Now this one's in super rough shape. This is the first Morphe palette I bought, and I have not used it in quite some time, so I apologize for it being dirty. I am going to clean it after this video, but this is the Boss Mood palette. This middle shade was a red that I was using for my eyebrows when my hair was red. My hair's purple now, so it's not going to work for me. But, again, super pigmented shades. These palettes usually retail for between $25 and $35, so super affordable compared to some of the higher end makeup lines. So definitely check out Morphe, especially if you have like blue eyes, brown eyes, because they have palettes that are tailored to that. Now the next one I'm going to go into, it's another person who is kind of controversial. It's James Charles. I do have the James Charles Morphe palette. This one is my favorite. This one's my absolute favorite. I love the shades. I love how it comes with a little bit of neutral, a little bit of bright, lots of colors, and then we have highlighters and contour shades, and then we have like a black, which I don't use black that often because of the amount of fallout. But my tip to you is if you're going to do a smoky eye with black, you're going to want to prime your eyelids and then put concealer on, and then you're going to want to use not a fanned brush. I'll show it in another video. I'll go over like the types of brushes and what I would recommend, but you're going to want to do the black first. And then you're going to want to do a cut crease most of the time, unless you like that smoky, sketchy look. I have done like a grunge look, and this palette's definitely good for that. So this is another palette I would check into if you don't get the big one like this one. There is a smaller version that's cheaper. This palette was also right around $65. So yeah, it's a chunk of change that you're spending on this product. Now, I'm going to go into some new ones that I just got. I did post them already, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm going to be using one today. I'm going to be using this one. This is by Dominique Cosmetics. I got it through my Ipsy bag for the month of October. This is a Celestial Storm palette. I really like it. It MSRP's for about $35, so it's pretty affordable. This is just, of course I scratched it. This is the Dominique Cosmetics palette. So this is just really bright. Let me take the plastic off. They're really vibrant colors. I did swatch it in my previous video, and I'm just really in love with the colors. I think I'm probably going to use this as my base and then do this on top of my eye. It's either going to be that, or I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this above my crease, and then I'm going to blend it in with that color. So just stick around for that. Just a second, sorry. I like keeping the plastic on top of the shades because it keeps them together. Notice how, like, when we were kids and we were growing up and we were in high school, we had eyeshadow and it would just like crumble and it would like fall all over the place, and then eventually you just have to throw it away because it's pointless to keep it if it's breaking up, crumbling all over the place, making a mess, because you know your mom or your dad's gonna be like, is this mess? Anyways, back to the palettes. This next one is Mood by Laura Sanchez. This is another Ipsy palette that I got. Really interesting colors that were chose. I don't know how I feel about this palette, honestly. It does MSRP for only $25, so that's pretty cheap, especially if you're balling on a budget. I haven't used it yet. I plan on using it at some point in the future, but it's just, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I gotta use it, and then I'll know how I feel. Now this next one, y'all. This one's my favorite. This is something that I've been waiting for Ipsy to include in their bags or be offered as an add-on for a really long time. This is the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions. Y'all. This is an amazing little palette. It's not a huge palette. See, just a small guy. But it has all of the green shades. There's also a purple one, which I don't know where it's at right now. But there's also a purple one. I think there's a brown one too. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. But I love this palette. I was gonna use it today, and then I was like, no, let's go ahead and just do the Dominique Cosmetics palette today, and then I'll probably try another one either tomorrow or the next day when I have the energy to do my makeup, because I have fibromyalgia, so there are some days where I just don't feel up to be able to do my whole entire makeup. Sometimes I just do my brows and then eyeliner and call it good. Sometimes I just put on moisturizer and call it a day. So this next one I'm really in love with because I like the packaging and I like the colors. This is by Lovecraft Beauty. This is their little eyeshadow palette that's also offered through Ipsy as an add-on. But this one I actually got to choose, and I really love it. It's really dark, like my personality. A lot of my clothes, right there, all my clothes are black mostly. I'm pretty excited to use this one because I've actually never heard of Lovecraft. But like I said, plastic insert, definitely keep that. Keep it on top of your shades. Clean your brushes regularly because anything between your fingers, your hand, and your eye can be contaminated, and it can cause bad infections. It can cause your eyes to burn. I've experienced all that. I've experienced a lot of crappy things when it comes to not sanitizing and not practicing proper hygiene. Now the next palette I'm going into is the Violet Voss. This is Creme Brulee. This is also a palette that I bought through Ipsy. Here are the shades close up. I probably didn't do a close up of all the shades in all the palettes, but this one I haven't used yet, but I really do like the copper shades. I like the brown tones because my eyes switch from green to brown. I have hazel eyes, so having that choice is always cool. Now, let's see. Now I'm going to go into some of my, I wouldn't say crappier palettes, but they are just some lower end items. I am going to leave a couple of palettes out just because, actually, I'm not going to leave palettes out. I'm going to pause here in a little bit, so it's going to cut to me having a different palette because I do have to get up and go get it. But these ones are Wet n Wild. You can't really see the shades, but I'm going to hold it up so you can kind of see. They're really dirty because I let my niece use these at one point. But these palettes are like $5. So if you are just really short on cash but you'd like to spoil yourself, these are always good. They're not 100%, you know, they're not super pigmented. They're not, you know, expensive, because most of the time when you spend a lot of money, chances are you're going to run into some palettes that are cheap and not necessarily as pigmented as some of the more expensive palettes, because you got to pay for that good. Now this palette I love a lot, and I'll explain why here in a minute. This is the Hard Candy Look Pro eyeshadow palette. It is called Smoke Out. Now, the reason why it's called Smoke Out is because basically it has, let me see, I'm sorry for the delay here. It has cannabis seed oil in the eyeshadow. So it goes on really smooth. It doesn't irritate. I've never had it burn my eyes. So Hard Candy, it is a drugstore brand, but I do kind of enjoy their shades. I bought my niece a glitter palette from them, and she loves it. It's almost gone, actually, because, I mean, come on, 4 years old, glitter palette, it's going to be gone. Now this last one, I actually don't even know the name. I know it's by a brand called Itse, and it's only 4 shades. So a little underwhelming, but I got it a long time ago when I first started Itsy. These are the shades that it comes with. It's like grays and then white. So smoky eye quality. I have used it a couple times. It's okay. It's not great, but like I said, you know, sometimes you just don't have the money to like blow on makeup. Like, I know people that I follow, influencers on TikTok and YouTube, that just have all these amazing products, but not all of us can afford that. So I'm kind of your middleman. I'm not rich, but I do have some higher end stuff that I've bought that has been worth it for me. So I'm gonna pause for a second, and I'm gonna go get the rest of my palettes. So hold on. Hey guys, so sorry about that delay. So I did grab the rest of my palettes. Sorry, my makeup is a little scattered right now. I'm gonna organize it after I am done with this video. Now the next palette I'm gonna go into, this one right here. This one is by Revolution. They're a makeup brand that I feel is pretty exclusive to Ulta, but they do have their own website and all that good stuff. This one is called Chilled, and it also has cannabis seed oil in it. So another one that just goes on really smooth, and it also has glitter topper. So like right here, and then there is I don't think there's a brown one in this one, but this one is pretty amazing. I love this one a lot. I like the packaging. It's really sturdy. It's good quality. I've never had a problem with their brand. They also have a lot of other products that I'm curious about. So I'm just going to sit that up here. Now the next one is also a Jeffree Star one I completely forgot about. I left it on the floor before I started the video and then realized I didn't grab it. So this one is a newer one of his palettes. This was released right before TikTok kind of boomed and then all the controversy started. This one is the Bloodlust Artistry palette. So it's pretty bougie. This one's also right around $65, but again, so pigmented that you could literally cry. These are the colors. I really like these two shimmeries in the middle. But again, Jeffree Star, always amazing quality. I've never been disappointed by their brand. So definitely check them out. I know that $65 is a lot for some people, and I get it. So if you can't afford it, there is actually a way, I believe that Jeffree Star Cosmetics has a contract with either Klarna or Afterpay. I can't remember which one, it's been a long time. But it splits it up into 4 installments, so that way you don't have to pay it right away. So always check into that, because some cosmetics companies do offer that because there's such a demand for their product. Now my last palettes that I'm going to go into just briefly before I do my makeup, these are some Halloween palettes that Wet n Wild likes to offer right around Halloween. So they're going to be glitter. There's this one, and then there's this one. Now these, you're going to want to spray setting spray on top of your eyes once you apply the glitter, just to prevent fallout. Now, how you do that, I do have a setting spray that I recommend. It is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. It's amazing. When I bought it and I tried it, I was shook by the amount of hold that it had. Now, I have really oily skin, so I'm still kind of fighting around with primer. I am looking into the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, because there is a TikTok influencer by the name of Michaela who uses it, and I feel like it would just be beneficial for me to try because of my oily skin. And then I just have this little bitty baby that I bought. Just bright colors, again, because Halloween's coming around, and Halloween's my favorite holiday. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get into my makeup routine. Like I said, I already prepped my eyes, so I'm going to do my eyeshadow first, because you always want to do it first to prevent fallout from falling into your foundation, and then it just kind of ruins the whole look. So I'm going to pause again, and then I'll be right back, and I'm going to go through my whole routine. Alright guys, thanks so much for waiting. I'm so sorry about that. So I did actually find that palette I was talking about through Huda Beauty. It is the Amethyst Obsessions, and yeah, I love these colors because my mom passed away in 2019. Some of you know that. Probably none of you know that. But yeah, she passed away in 2019, and purple was her favorite color. So when I got this palette, I kind of cried a little bit. But it is definitely worth the money. Like I said, it's right around $35. So if it's in your budget, check it out. If not, there are ways to still get good quality products. Now, as I mentioned, there are certain brushes that I use every day. This is one. Now, it's not a great quality brush. I'm not gonna harsh on Eco Tools, but I've had this brush for a long time, and it's always just put the eyeshadow where I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off my glasses here, and let's see. So I am gonna start with this electric amethyst, and I sprayed my brush with setting spray because that really helps get the eyeshadow where you want it. Now I'm just gonna go right here, and I start on the outside, and then I just kind of move slowly. Of course, I have some hair that wants to come out and play because I just dyed my hair, so hold on, I'm sorry guys. Okay, sorry about that. So back to what I was saying. So yeah, as you can see, really bright so far, and I'm really liking it. I'm just trying to pack shadow in the crease. So far I really do like this color. I like that it has glitter inside it. It just really pops. So I'm just going to make sure that I have it deep in my crease. I like to make sure that there's really a lot of color in your crease. Now I have hooded eyelids, so I have to work a little bit harder to get it in there, but I just really like this color. I'm really glad that I chose this palette. I saw it when I was choosing my my Ipsy items for the month of October, and I was super stoked. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. My husband was like, do you really need more eyeshadow? And I was like, I always need more eyeshadow. Now I would recommend, if you are new to makeup, that you invest in a makeup eraser. It's at makeuperaser.com, I'm pretty sure. I would definitely check out getting one of those because it saves you so much money in makeup wipes. Makeup wipes, they basically just go into a landfill. But if you buy a makeup eraser, you can wipe all of your makeup off with one swipe. But usually it takes me more than one swipe. But you can get it off with one swipe if you don't wear foundation. And it's just an amazing investment. I've had a makeup eraser for the last 2 years. Never once bought makeup wipes. And I'm so glad for that. Now I'm going to take shade Astrid Lust, this one right here. Now I did use Electric Amethyst on my crease, and then I'm just going to blow on it a little bit, and then just lightly blend up here where the Electric Amethyst ends. And you just kind of want to go lightly. You don't want to go too excitable because it can hit you in the eyebrow. But I just kind of go really soft just to kind of blend. Look at that. Boom. Boom. I love it so much. Now I'm going to pause while I do the other eye, and then I'm going to come right back. Thanks for watching so far, by the way. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So this is how my eyes look so far. I love this palette. I knew I was going to be super happy about it. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take this shade Lucid Dream, and I'm going to use this flat eyeshadow brush. It's called a pigment packer, and it basically, you just kind of gently tap that shadow, and it should pack it on your eyelid very nicely. So let's go ahead, and I just got about that much, and then I just kind of give it 2 taps, and then I just kind of lightly pack the shadow in. I start at the corner and usually work my way out. You just want to make sure that you are getting that color on there nice and bright. Sometimes I have to go 2 times depending upon the shade and the amount of powder that I'm getting on the brush, because I have had some pigment packers that haven't done very nicely, and I usually end up working through that. And then usually what I do right at the end is I will swipe it through my crease to the very end. Look at that. Pow! So pink. I'm not a huge pink fan, but let me tell y'all, this pink is definitely on my list of things that I will probably wear in the future. So I'm just gonna pack that powder on there. Usually what I do to prime my eyelids is I will lay down a gel primer. I have an Alamiske, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I have a gel primer from them that I got in September from Ipsy, and I tend to use that on my eyes, and then I put concealer over it just to kind of give that base. And then with a cut crease, you're going to want to use concealer after you do your crease and you blend. Alright, so I'm almost done here. Now I'm not going to do lashes today, you guys. I don't have the energy or the patience to do lashes, so I am just going to do eyeliner and mascara. But I just kind of want to show you how I do things. Alright, so, sorry, I'm losing my mind here. Let me get my, I do like to keep the sleeves because I like to keep my stuff organized. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beauty blender, which is kind of dirty right now. I'm going to get another one. I'm just on the lookout for a particular one. I do like to moisten it just a little bit, enough to get a few droplets of water out. And then sorry, I put all of my stuff in my pockets and I'm just trying to find my foundation. So the foundation that I use, because I have redness right here and right here, is the Conceal and Perfect Milani 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I just really like how it pops on my skin. But before I do that, I'm going to show you what I use to prime my skin. So I use the NYX Bear With Me primer. It is Radiant Perfecting Primer with Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil. Let me just show you how this comes out. I just love it so much. It comes out like a gold primer, and it's pretty viscous. That's a big word. But I usually use my fingers because, again, anything between your fingers and your face can be contaminated already. So I just kind of dollop it. I get a lot right here on my cheeks. I do like to pat it on my nose because this is where I get the most issues with my makeup kind of just melting off of my face. And then I just kind of go over, do a little bit right here, but since I already have concealer because of my brows, we're good there. And there we go. So we're all primed and ready now. So let's go ahead, and I like to use my hand for my concealer and my foundation just because it's good to warm up the foundation before you apply it on your face. So then I just kind of give it one tap, get about that much foundation, and then I just kind of pow it on there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So I did get my Jeffree Star mirror. Go figure. Because I do need it to be able to see where I am putting my foundation. So I am just gonna buff it out. I start at the middle of my face and then just kind of buff out. And then you just kind of want to blend it down your neck so you don't get that line of demarcation. By the way, if you guys have anything that you would like me to do in terms of content, so if there's like any products that you would like me to review, if there's any just certain things you guys would like to see on my channel, please let me know in the comment section. Because yeah, I do just want to make better content than I was making previously. Because I know that a lot of people, a lot of influencers do makeup content, so I want to have a different makeup channel. So if there's anything that you guys would like to see me do, please let me know, and I will do my best to make that happen. Alright, so I am just about finished with my foundation. Like I said, again, for my bigger girls out there, you want to make sure you get that double chin. Because you don't want that line of demarcation so you look like a clown. Alright. Oops, oh well. Alright, so as you can see, I got my foundation on. Pretty happy with it. I'm generally happy with how I do my foundation. sometimes I feel like I put too much, so I try and avoid that if at all possible. But now what I'm going to go ahead and do is with these wand concealer applicators, I don't actually put it on my skin because, again, contamination, that's what I'm worried about. So what I usually do is I will dollop some concealer on my hand to let it warm up, and then I will take just the corner of my beauty blender, so that little corner right there, and I will just dollop it where I need it. And I just kind of buff, and then I just kind of go down and blend it with my foundation. Alright, and then we're gonna do the sides of my nose, and then I do down the middle. Alright, and then the other eye, I'm trying to let you guys see it, but if I have gotten in the way during this video, I apologize. I'm not used to doing these. This is actually my first makeup tutorial, so I appreciate you for watching. And then I take the final amount and just kind of put it on my chin. So as you can see, fully done almost. I do need to just do a little bit more because I like to put a little bit of concealer right here in between my brows. I think I already did that, but I'm just gonna add just a little bit because that's where I get a lot of shiny. And then I just kind of do some right here on the old double chin. And because I have such big creases on the sides of my nose, I like to add a little bit extra in there as well as on my cheeks, especially if my red cheeks are showing. Perfect. Okay. So now that we're all done with the concealer, now we're going to move on to setting. Now there's quite a few products that I have used, so I can't really pinpoint on what I love the best. However, I have the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Setting Powder. It smells amazing and it looks phenomenal. So, get it open here. And the brush that I use is actually an e.l.f. brush. So it's not an expensive high-end brush because you don't need to spend a ton of money to get good brushes. And then